Yeah, I
Let's
mean,
do this.
yeah. Break up right is back. It's that time of the night. You wait for us, that little tune. You wanna come and join us in your living room. It's back. Bric is back.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show, Brac Abundance number 8 or 7. We're not quite sure, but we're here. That's what we don't. I can't remember what episode it is, but we are here. And last week, unfortunately, there was no show because of technical faults. So this time we're in, and we've got a hell of a show, haven't we, Rob? We've got Share Your Smile with a wonderful friend of mine called Johnny Writes Words. That's not his name. His name is Johnny Heath. But he writes words, and he's going to do a workshop for us in about 25 minutes. So if you want to join, we will put the link in the box
Comment section
there. In the comment section, yeah. We've got love letters, and we've got some graffiti. What we got, Robin? What graffiti is
We've
it?
got some artists from London in Shoreditch called the Art House Collective in London, and they're doing some really cool graffiti out there. We'll have a little chat about it later, but there's an interview going down there, so see some art, see what other artists are doing in London.
Wonderful. And we've got a story for you guys as well. So strap in and get ready to enjoy the next hour with us, your Brac Abundance Arts Collective.
See you later.
So on that note, let's roll. Oh, she's gone.
Share your smile. Share your smile. Share your smile for us today. Share it every day. Share it. Show us your beauty. Ooh, your beauty. Show us your smile. Share your smile. Share your smile.
Like you, like you, I know, like you, I'm no. You can slide in my sun. I'm not a Trojan, and you're on a high one. Not for the weak, not your black and white charges. Not a mother or a father. My name is Johnny Heath. I'm a street poet and a musician, a performer and a listener, a thinker, dreamer, mystic, soul, body, thing. and I write poems for people on the street and do other things too. Like you, like you.
Okay, hi there, Johnny.
Hello.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I feel a bit hazy today. Kind of didn't quite leave the dream world. Got one foot in the dream world. But I'm alright. I started being a poet. I discovered a writing practice, a lineage really, of street writers, street poets. It's been happening quietly in the world for a very long time. Some people sit on the street and they write poems for people, and some people write stories. And it's kind of like a form of busking. It's sort of like it's a mixture between busking, performance art, and literature. Someone comes up to you. I sit with a typewriter. Some people write by hand. I sit with a typewriter, and you have a sign, or some people just shout, "Oi, do you want a poem?" And people ask you to write them something, and then you write something for them spontaneously from your heart or from wherever you want. Yeah. I forgot what the question was.
So, let me get a new angle. If you were going to have any characteristic, or you could only bring one quality with you on your journey of a typewriting bonanza, what would that be and why?
Lucky.
Can you expand?
Because if lucky is the quality that you have, then it's mysterious, so you won't fully understand necessarily what's about to happen to you or why. You'll only know that you have a kind of faith and trust that everything is going to work out okay, and it's a quality that is open-ended. So if I'm lucky, then maybe at sometimes that will manifest as one thing, but other times it will manifest as a completely different thing. So it's interesting it would be interesting to be lucky, and also I think it would keep you humble, because you'd know that although all of this beautiful stuff was happening, it was just out of luck. It's not because you're some kind of amazing genius. You're just in the right place at the right time, all the time. So it would keep you humble, and it would be fun to be lucky. There's magic. Whenever you just stop planning and just put yourself in a situation where you're there, this kind of accessible resource for people to tap into, whenever you offer yourself to the universe in some way and take your hands off the wheel, then things can really begin. Sometimes there are these amazing alignments that happen, synchronicities, things that, and also sometimes it happens in the stories and poems I write as well. So I'll be writing, and if I empty myself out completely of any of my own thoughts, and I'm just writing whatever words come for this person that's asked me for a story or a poem, sometimes I will write something that is so appropriate for them in a way that I never could have planned. Like sometimes people are like, how did you do this? And there'll be details in there of their life and things I never could have known, and that's like I don't know how to talk about that. I feel lucky, and it is lucky. I think that kind of luck, you can tap into that kind of luck when you find a way of being yourself, your true self, authentic. When you find a way of being authentic that also serves other people in a way that's positive for other people, then, and you surrender and stop planning, leave things open, make yourself noticeable, and also notice, be in a public place where there are elements of chaos and randomness and other people that you don't know, then there's enough music around and you're singing your own song, things will happen. Things... Yeah.
Could you make us a poem, please, or a story?
I would love to.
Okay, cool. Is that okay?
I have a topic.
Okay, topic.
So,
forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Yeah.
Okay. See me? Do you want to see? Do you want to see me? I am sorry, I always get so deep. Do you want some tea? Maybe something to eat. Do you want some tea? Maybe something to eat. Do you want to see another human being? Heel of your grace from where it got stuck on the upper window of an intercity bus, and I folded carpet will be safe with me. Peel off your grace from where it got stuck on the upper window of an intercity bus, and I folded carpet will be safe with me. It's done. Would you like me to read it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Forgiveness. Forgive the mess. A pleasant sort of undress among things earthy and woody and water-like. I never even did anything that needs forgiving. I'm trying my sweet best. You are trying your sweet best. Forgive yourself even for not being able to forgive yourself. It's okay. It's already been done. The stars and the little worms beneath the earth have got your back. They get it. They know. It's going where it's meant to go.
Where are you meant to go?
Back to the mothership.
Great. So, can you just tell us a little bit about where we can find you? What kind of your offerings to the world that we can contribute or we can see?
Yes. So, you can, if you would like your own story or poem, about any subject at all, you can send me an email at johnnyWritesWords@gmail.com, and I would love to write you something, and I'll send it to you in the post. And in return, I take donations, so you can pay me whatever you can afford to pay. Alternatively, some sunny day, you can find me in St. Peter's Square in Manchester when I'm there. You can also look at me on social media, Facebook and Instagram. I have Facebook and Instagram accounts that I put poetry and videos onto. Johnny Writes Words, search that up. And soon I will have my own website where I'll be putting things, a space where I'll be putting spoken word and poetry and videos and little offerings. I will also have a newsletter. Send me an email if you want to be included in that. It's going to be a monthly newsletter of different poems and stories and little offerings that will just maybe light you up or help you to see the world from a different angle. So send me an email about that if you want that. Yeah.
And your music?
My music is... So my music will... You can find some of my music on Bandcamp if you type in Johnny Sly. That's the name of one of my musical projects, Johnny Sly. And we also have a Facebook page. We're a group. Sometimes we're a group and sometimes it's just me. And I will also be making some music alongside my poetry in a kind of spoken word project, which will be available soon. I'll probably let people know about that in my newsletter and on my social media channels for my poetry. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much for being here with us and sharing your smile and all your creativity and beauty and touching us and giving us an antidote for forgiveness. Maybe the forgiveness to forgive ourselves for not being able to forgive ourselves. I liked that one a lot.
Who knows, eh?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we do know something.
This is another song that doesn't have any words, so I'm going to make up most of them. I know some of them, but a very small amount. Singing in the long grass, finding things to do, looking for a masterclass, looking for you. Looking for a question, for this answer. Looking for a rhythm, looking for dancers, looking for the next big thing to lose. I'm looking for a door, and I'm looking for excuses. Looking
looking for myself. Looking for yourself. You're looking for yourself. You're looking for yourself. You're looking for yourself. You're looking for yourself. Shriveled up and weak inside. Looking for somewhere to hide. But I just go take one step outside. Start to feel something right. Right now, me start looking for new atmosphere. Don't try too soft, don't try too hard. Something might just reappear.
I really like that one.
Did you?
I really like the bit that you did. I was going to ask you, what questions are you asking and what answers are you looking for?
Questions I'm asking are, do I have to be one thing, or can I be a few? Answers I'm looking for the answer of, should I try harder or less hard? Should I what will make me stop being afraid to be who I want to be?
She will smile. Share your smile for us today. Share it every day. Share it. Show us your beauty. Ooh, your beauty. Show us your smile. Share your smile. Share your smile. What you gonna do? Gonna turn it all right on. Gonna share your smile for everyone. What you gonna do? You gonna turn it all right on. Share your smile for everyone. What you gonna do? You gonna turn it on. Share the smile for everyone.
Welcome to Love Letters. Letting you in on a little secret here. Don't tell anyone where I live. I've got got some real treats for you this week. First up is a letter from the swamp. Yeah. It's quite a weird one, that, wasn't it? But I back it. I definitely back it. This one's been sent in from a pub which is now open. But don't hug your nan. Yeah.
To the tall people, thanks for getting things high up for me. I love all of our hugs. I love your tall, beautiful tallness. You are more than just tall, you are great, wonderful, kind and caring hearts with brilliant minds. I can't wait for another big hug. I love you.
So, heard rumour that there's a lot of people out reconnecting with nature. There's been a lot of love in nature this weekend, and we're lucky enough, I'm lucky enough, you're lucky enough to see that now.
To Lucy, thank you for knowing all the best games and for filling rooms with so much light and joy. Thank you for lending me jumpers and making me smile often. Your face is one of my favourites. I'm pleased to get to see you lots. All of the love, Amy.
Action.
I love chicken. Chicken, you're so crispy. Chicken, you're so buff. Chicken, please don't leave me. The end.
So there we have it. That was the week in love. I'm grateful as always to everyone that's made love letters, written in, posted stuff to us. You're heroes of appreciation, and gratitude is good for you. Get in touch. Email us at baba@naya.digital or post an actual letter in to the Naya Moss Centre. I'll deliver it, or you can just get in touch with me. I'll cycle round. You know the drill. Maltesers delivered. I'll pick some flowers. I've got the post box as well. There's so many ways that I can spread love for you. That's all. Have a lovely week. Us at baba@naya.digital or
Love your tall.
and we're lucky enough. I'm
Is the workshop now? Yeah.
Here it is.
Hi, Johnny. Hi, everybody.
Yes, it is. I've got my pen and paper.
Okay. Johnny, take it away, bro.
Okay,
Explain to people what it is as well. Do you mind, Johnny? Just letting people
of
know.
course. That's totally fine.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Nice for you to be here. I'm doing it. Sorry, I'm getting really tripped out by the fact that I had the audio in the background from the live stream and it was slightly delayed and it was making me feel like I was crazy. But now I've muted that, so ready to begin. This is a writing workshop. This is a workshop about writing. I write stories and poems for people on the street with a typewriter, and that involves writing spontaneously, which is a really great practice for a number of reasons, whether that's with a view to creating something that you'll share or just something that you are doing for yourself. Spontaneous writing allows you to access what I sometimes call the dream mind, a flow state where you're creating with the part of yourself that's not your kind of conscious, logical planning mind, but rather a higher intelligence or maybe a lower intelligence, a different intelligence. And it's the kind of intelligence we dream with, the kind of creativity that is responsible for the epic or surreal or horrifying narratives of our dreams that we could maybe never plan or be creative enough to make up with our thinking minds. So this is a workshop that's aiming to find ways to tap into that state of flow just through simple writing exercises. And it's got a particular focus on writing about things that we find hard to write about. I find it really hard to write about the stuff that's most important to me, the things that I feel are most significant in my personal story. I find those the hardest thing to write about because there seems to be so much at stake and I don't feel like I'm ever doing it justice. And not everybody agrees with me. Some people find it easy to write about that stuff, but I think the technique we're going to be using today is an interesting way to kind of approach this stuff that can be quite core in our story of ourselves, to approach that from a sideways kind of perspective. So yeah, this workshop's characteristically unplanned. It's just about planned. So I apologize if it's a bit jumpy and jittery. I'll try and keep an eye on the time as well. But if at home you have a pen or pencil or keyboard or any kind of writing apparatus, sometimes I make voice notes as well. So if you have a voice note kind of thing on your phone, that can be a really interesting way of getting the words flowing. You can just record your voice. And I'm joined by you two wonderful people, Robin and Misha. Hello, both
Hello.
of you. Are you ready to do some writing?
Yeah, definitely.
Good. Well, we're not going to do some writing yet. We're going to do word association. That's what I thought we could start off with. Don't know how I'll be able to get you guys involved at home. If you want at home, just
Comment.
shout. Comment. Just write. I was going to say just shout random words at the screen, but comment. That's a much better idea. This is a different form of word association. This usually word association, you have to logically relate the words to one another in a way that's kind of in some way justifiable. In this, you don't have to do that. You just say whatever word first comes into your head, and it's actually more fun if the word seems to have nothing to do with the previous word. We're just taking it in turns to say words. So, shall I go first?
Is there an order, or are we just going to shout it out?
There should be an order. Who wants to go second?
I'll go last.
Okay, I'll go second.
Okay. Pigeons.
Flight.
Rainbows.
Dialogue.
Dog.
Karate.
Nasty.
Face.
Pimple.
Bad.
Good.
Greasy.
Shoehorn.
Escape.
Lockdown.
Battlestar Galactica.
Shot put.
Shingles.
I keep getting really rude words in my head.
It's a tea time show.
Sweatshirt. Yeah, sweatshirt. That's my word. Sweatshirt.
Sea shanty.
Cinderella.
Golden.
Pillow.
Perfume.
Lead.
Coffin.
Knickerbocker glory.
Trampoline.
Knobbly bobbly.
Nibbly nubbly.
Creases.
Bed sheets.
Curriculum.
Iron.
Maiden.
My mother.
Television.
Toes.
Tiny teapot.
Giant trampoline.
Thimble.
Pimple.
Army of the Dead.
Glasses.
My brother.
Henry.
The 8th.
Pocket.
Wrinkly.
Book.
Monster.
Okay, we're going to do 3 more. Terrapin.
Tarantula.
10-pin bowling.
Nymos.
Crackers.
Good.
Traffic lights.
Gnome.
Noddy.
Perfect. Great way to end it with noddy. So that was just a way of perhaps loosening up a little bit, getting in touch with the part of ourselves that doesn't quite make sense. There's always stuff going on somewhere just below the level of consciousness, or kind of just between consciousness and unconsciousness. There's this middle realm where there's these weird, you got weird things going on in your mind, and these things are really interesting to tap into and play with. So what we're going to do today, I'd like to encourage everybody to focus, as opposed to focusing on the meaning of what you're writing about. Instead, try to focus on the sound of the words as you write them. Sound them out in your head as you write them. Have a voice kind of speaking them out as clearly as you can in your head, and try to get lost in the way the words sound musically, and also the rhythm of the language. These parts of the language and the words that aren't anything to do with the meanings or the symbols. And the more lost you can get in this, the more the meaning of the narrative is kind of left to sort itself out and write itself in a way that when you read it back, you can be quite surprised at some of the meanings that you've created without really realizing it, because you've given your unconscious a chance to step in. So with that in mind, let's do 5 minutes of free writing. So I would just like you guys and everybody at home to get your pens and begin. If you'd like a prompt to start off your free writing, you can say, "It was a funny sort of day. And every time you get stuck, just start off that again. Right, it was a funny sort of day. And we're going to be doing this for about 5 minutes. So I'll time it and let you guys know when we've got like about 30 seconds left, so you can wrap up what you're doing. Just keep your hand moving. You can write absolute gibberish. In fact, I encourage absolute gibberish, but if something more coherent comes out, then go with that too. And yeah, just go for it. Don't judge it. Doesn't need to be anything that might look good. It doesn't need to be good, whatever good means. So when you're ready, off you go. Have a write. So we've got about 1 minute left now to wrap up what you're writing. about 10 seconds now to finish whatever it is you're working on. Okay. So
I love that song, Johnny. What
it's
was
a
it?
really beautiful album by
Oh.
a musician called Alabaster de Plume.
Oh, right. Cool.
It's instrumentals because he's a poet and a spoken word artist as well, but he's a
Yeah.
saxophonist, and it's an
Wow.
album of his instrumentals, and it's amazing. It's called To Sigh and Lee.
That was really nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I'm gonna listen. Great. Thank you.
When we write some more.
Right.
So how did you guys find that?
I almost felt like I wasn't free writing enough. I felt like I could hear my voice, and I was still being able to make attachments sometimes, and I almost wanted to feel less heady and more like my hand was doing more.
Sure. 5 minutes isn't actually that much time to kind of get into that slightly more flowy state, so it's quite challenging in a way. Yeah. How about you, Mish?
I'm just really angry.
Sure, cool.
Yeah.
Fair play.
A lot of I hate wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the music brought out the hate, man. I think it was already there. It wasn't the music.
So very much writing from an emotional place then, yeah. Maybe we always are, I don't. Oh well, I hope that softens up a bit. Or just carries on releasing. Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna write some more in a sec. But I'm just reading through my notes and wanted to mention this next bit. I'm gonna ask you guys to think about your own stories, basically. Because I think that we're all made of stories. And sometimes when we engage imaginatively with our own stories, we can actually begin to transform those stories and maybe see the world in a new way or in an old way that we've forgotten. Maybe come home or maybe go somewhere new in a way that is beneficial or just interesting. So I'd like to maybe touch in on our own stories now and ask you guys, you don't have to share it, but I'd like you guys to maybe just spend a minute or so, and you guys at home also, thinking about what the words your story mean to you. Just thinking about your story in a kind of open-ended way. Just when I say your story, what things begin to come up to the surface, the story of you. There might be specific scenes. You might be thinking in terms of the whole story. You might be thinking in terms of years, or of months, or of days, significant moments in time, or you might be thinking of the story on a more grand scale. Whatever comes up. And if possible, I know this is a hard one, but by the way, is it okay if we go a little bit past 7 o'clock? Because I can see it's 5 to 7 already.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Hopefully we'll be finished by about 10 past. Is that all right? With the story thing, yeah. It's a tricky one to ask, but if you could maybe think of one moment in your story, whatever moment arises as a significant moment or a significant chapter for you now, something that you'd like to pay some attention to, that you might feel it would be a good thing to try and put down in words in some way, whether that's a poem or a chapter or a whole book, just some moment, some element of your story. Call it a chapter if you like, or even a paragraph. It's hard to choose just one, of course. This doesn't have to be the definitive one, just whatever one kind of comes into mind as important or significant. If you guys maybe both got something, you don't have to share it. I'm not going to ask you to share it. Misha's nodding. Robin?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So now, instead of writing about that, I don't want us to write about that. I find it really hard to write about this kind of stuff. It kind of is too much for me. Maybe some people find it really easy, but maybe then it's too easy. So what we're going to do is we're not going to write about that. But what I would like you to do is what we're going to do is first take a look around the room. Just have a little look around the room where you are. And I'd like you to pick 3 random objects and write them down, please. You guys do this at home if you like, if you're in a room with objects in it. If not, then that's kind of interesting in itself that you're in a completely empty room and you have to think of objects instead. So you've written down your objects, I hope. Give me a little thumbs up if you have. Sorry, I'm going a bit fast maybe.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, great. So now I'd just like to take, let's say 30 seconds to close your eyes and just allow one scene in the story of your life that you find significant in some way. Might be a really good memory, might be a challenging time, might be a person that you've met and that you love, that you'd love to make a portrait of, might be a phase in your life that in some way was formative or significant. I'd like you to just, with all your imagination, just try to conjure up images relating to this. And with your sense memory, tap into this scene or these scenes and imagine the images associated, any smells or sounds or tastes, and replay the experiences that you associate with this part of your story in whatever way makes sense. We're going to do that for about 30 seconds. And just keep these images and these sense memories and these ideas kind of floating. I'm just going to put on a little bit of music. Now you can let those things go and come back into the room. And what I'd like you to do is return to those 3 objects that you wrote down. And we're going to spend 10 minutes writing about those objects. You can just literally start describing the object, or you can imagine that the object has a personality and has a mind of its own and is speaking. The object is alive and speak from its perspective, or you can do anything you want, but the focus of your writing is these objects. They're the seeds for us to create a piece of writing from. So whenever you're ready, we're going to spend 10 minutes writing about these objects. you can just write about one, or you can write about all three. That's up to you. And that's it. So when you're ready, you can begin. Is that clear to you guys?
That is good. That is good. For time-wise, would we be able to do 5 minutes of writing and then 5 minutes of like discussion and then introducing the next thing?
Say that again, Robin.
Would we be able to do 5 minutes of writing and 5 minutes of discussing and then finishing the workshop?
Yes, that's totally. Sorry, I can't hear you because of that music. 5 minutes of writing and then 5 minutes of discussion. Yeah, sure, that makes more sense. Otherwise, we'd have to end very abruptly, wouldn't we? Okay, cool.
Nice one.
5 minutes. Whenever you're ready, you can begin.
We're here in Shoreditch, Bric Lane. We stumbled across an amazing project going on by the Arts College. This is up around here. I was going to tell us a little bit about it. So, what are you doing here? How come you started this?
Yes, I'm Macaran. It's a group of artists that mostly we do shows, but at the moment, because the shows and the galleries, they're all closed, so we try to do different activities to keep us together and to keep the mood a little bit happy and going. With the lockdown, many of the artists been suffering and struggling to make a living, and by supporting each other, doing some of them participated in the art lead as well. Some of us we've been doing online.
I was going to tell us a little bit about it. So, what are you doing here? How come you started this?
Yes, I'm Aparan. I run a collective called Art as Project London. It's a group of artists that mostly we do shows, but at the moment, because the shows and the galleries, they're all closed, so we try to do different activities to keep us together and to keep the mood a little bit happy and going.
with the lockdown, many of the artists been suffering, struggling to make a living, and by supporting each other, doing some of them participated in the art fleet as well. Some of us we've been doing online shows, we've been doing workshops online, everything moved online. And now that we can go outside, we decided to do the same job. And most of us are street artists from London, and some of them are not, but they want to be involved and keep the community together.
It's amazing, and I don't know if you can see this. You want to come around, have a little look. They've got stuff all along the walls. We've got loads of different artists that have come here. There's different collectives also. So there's individuals here that are involved in like women's groups, collectives as well, and you can just see what the impact is having. Loads of people are gathering around to come have a look at the artwork. They've got music down the way as well, so it's absolutely fantastic. We will make sure that we will show all of your promos. So thank you so much for showing us what you're doing here.
And enjoy, and I hope you like the art. I know there's a big community of artists in Manchester, and we try also to be connected to them as well. Yeah, it's really fun up there.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Lovely to meet you.
Are we back? No. Back on. Okay. Hi again. Sorry about the timing fluffs. I thought half an hour was way longer than actually half an hour is. Oh no, there's my voice again.
Don't worry.
Wait a minute. All right, no, it's gone. So yes, the next part of that exercise was gonna be, I was gonna actually ask you guys to find one line in everything that you'd written that was your favorite line, that seemed like the most significant sentence. And then we were actually going to do another free write using that line as the prompt. So if you guys would like to carry on with this exercise, that's the next part of the exercise is reading through what you've done and finding one line that seems significant in some way, and then writing for another 5 or 10 minutes using that line, but seeing it in a fresh way. You don't need to see it in the same context as you got it from. But let's have a discussion anyway for a few minutes to wrap it up. How did you guys find that exercise? Misha, how did you find it?
I liked it a lot. I wrote about a tent and a piano, and the tent just ended up being a representation kind of me when I was a 17-year-old stoner. So, and I think the piano was pretty much going that way too. Once there lived the piano whose keys as white as snow, traces of dust left on, dust and crumbs from old sandwiches and pigeon poo all come together for a mixture of piano. So I think it was going pretty much similar kind of way. I'm a dusty old piano. And I think the words I would choose would be hook. I am hooked. I just choose the word hooked.
Just the word hooked. Okay, I like that. Really just taking that one thing.
Yeah.
Perfect. I would encourage you also, both of you, to read through this stuff after a few days or even a few weeks, and you may even see more in it that you didn't realize was there before. What about you, Robin? How did you find it?
Yeah, I at first kind of started doing like singular words when I was thinking about the object, like kind of the word association, just doing kind of like odd bits, and then that kind of helps springboard. I like the one I did about the candle though, kind of thinking about it as like a beacon, and then thought about that it hadn't been kind of lit in a really long time, and then a whole kind of like history, and then little people, and just a whole other little kind of like world popped into that.
Okay, so a little world was discovered.
Yeah.
Ah, that's really cool. I wish we had more time to talk about this stuff and go into it. I really do, because I'm fascinated by both of your processes, and maybe another time we can. But did either of you find that what you were writing about when you wrote about the objects, did you find that any of that story stuff that we'd imagined made its way into your writing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that was the idea.
I think it did.
And yeah, you can really keep going with that and keep going by picking bits out that really strike you as something-y, and then using that as a new starting point and keeping on going. So you don't ever have to directly try to speak about this stuff, and you can then sometimes have insights that you never realized you had when you start to use things that are apparently irrelevant to shed light on these issues. So that's the idea behind that. So I'd encourage you to continue if you feel like it was going somewhere useful. Yeah.
Great. I reckon you should do an online workshop like this, Johnny. Long one.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, you should do it.
Absolutely. We definitely want to give other people the opportunity to do that as well, and then introduce you on here, and then connect you with other people. If anyone is interested in wanting to do more workshops, then email us in and we can try and arrange it. If you're happy to do that too in the future.
I would love to. Yeah, please let me know. I love to do this kind of stuff. So thanks for having me, by the way.
Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
Amazing.
Do we want to do the story now, Robin?
I think so. We've got one of our last things before we say goodbye to everyone else, and fitting in with our theme story. We've got quite a special tale from Peter. So I'm going to take it over to him to tell us a little story about a very, very confused animal.
Big up to Johnny, and don't forget to check out his work. Johnny writes words. I'll send the link, and it's on our page. And yeah, ask him for a personalized story or a poem, or go find him on the street corner one time.
Thank you again for coming.
Thank you, Johnny.
So welcome. Love to everybody. You're all doing very well.
Lieutenant Hargreaves woke every morning to the sound of a rally from the cavalry barracks in Aldershot.
All right.
The sound caused him to leap out of bed and crash to the floor with a scream. This happened every morning, regularly. He then prepared himself for the day. His sister, who he bossed around and ordered, had to place all his accoutrements on the table in exactly the same place. They were marked with a template. His toothbrush, his shaving brush, his watch, everything else, his cufflinks. He then put on his uniform, which was immaculate and extremely expensive. He'd spent a fortune on his uniform. His jodhpurs, his riding boots, they were all put on. He then went out for breakfast. The usual complaint. Where's my egg? No eggs, dear. Eggs are on ration. I don't care whether they're on ration. I want an egg. Give me an egg. Egg. Where's egg? This went on every morning, same routine. After that, he had a slice of toast, and he left, clutching with him a small book and a pencil. For his duty and his job, he considered, was to harass the ordinary soldier in the town. And he would do this in the most embarrassing and difficult way possible. He insisted on being saluted. He would catch private soldiers out. He particularly liked catching them out when they were with their girlfriends or friends. So he set forth. He went round the town. It wasn't long before he found somebody. He would hide in doorways and leap out and said, Don't you owe me a salute, soldier? I'm sorry, sir, I didn't see you. Didn't see me? What do you mean you didn't see me? Stand to attention. Stand at ease. Attention. Ease. Attention. Ease. Salute. So they did. This happened 3 or 4 times. He had one problem. He had his nemesis, Colour Sergeant MacDonald of the King's Royal Rifle Corps, a man who hated officers, loathed them, and for good reason. He had, while serving in France, lost both his hands and a part of his head. This had been caused, he considered, by an officer. They were in the trenches at Lamont. It was a quiet part of the line, and the sergeant, despite having got the military medal and a bar and been mentioned in dispatches 3 times, they were now in a quiet part of the line, which he quite liked. He was looking after the men, recuperating after a difficult time. They were still in the front line, but it was a quiet bit of the line, and he wanted it to keep it that way. They suddenly got landed with a very enthusiastic young officer, who, under the influence of Lord Haig, had decided that what we needed was aggression and assertiveness on behalf of the British Army. He harangued the colour sergeant for not doing this. The colour sergeant was quite clear. This is a quiet part of the line, sir. We don't want to wake Fritz up, do we? What's the point? Only causes harassment, sir. There's no point in that. Give me a grenade, sergeant! Sir, I implore you, please don't. This is a quiet part of the line. The men need a rest. Give me a grenade, sergeant! So, the sergeant gave him a grenade. He removed the pin and he threw it. Unfortunately, it hit the parapet at the top and fell back. The officer dived into a funk hole, and the colour sergeant picked up the grenade and attempted to throw it back. In the process...
Don't think we'll be able to say coloured.
Why?
Just don't think.
I didn't say colour, I said colour.
Colour?
Yeah, it's his
I'm
rank.
so sorry. I just interrupted you. I thought it said coloured.
No, colour sergeant is rank.
Sorry, Dad. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Story.
It's the end of our show.
And the video. Oh,
What a show.
I enjoy the stories. I loved where love letters went. We went to a
Wow.
campsite. I'm so excited where she turns up next. Who knows?
Yeah, man. I think she's gonna go to Australia.
Really? Who knows?
Yeah, it's got a feeling.
Thank you everyone for coming. We know it's a bit of a longer show today. We hope you enjoyed it.
We do. We hope that you get involved. Send us an email if you want to be on Share Your Smile, or if you want to do a workshop. We're really up for that, aren't we? We're up for that.
Goodbye for now. Not for long now.
What kind of workshops would you like to see, Robin?
I'd like to see so many different kinds of things. I'd like to learn how to knit, how to juggle, how to compose, how to dance. I think we have a dance coming up soon, don't we?
I think we might, yeah. And hopefully, Share Your Smile, we might have one about travel, but it's still traveling around that idea. Just need to catch it, kill it, bin it, not catch it, kill it, bin it. That's what we need to do with our coronavirus.
Right. And as always, thank you, Millie, for pulling the strings.
Thank you, Millie. She is our guru.
See you soon. The elusive voice in the sky. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So let us know what you like. Let us know what you want more of. This is your show, you know?
Yeah.
Join in. Okay. Have a lovely evening.
Bye.
Oh, I'm gone.
Bye, 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 bye. Away from the show. Till next time.